thank you so much for accepting my invitation. Okay, so the first question I'm gonna ask you is, tell us a little bit of where you're from, what do you do for a living, what are you doing here in Brazil? Pessoal, no vídeo de hoje eu vou fazer uma coisa aqui que eu nunca fiz. Eu tenho um projeto desde o ano passado de entrevistar pessoas que eu conheço nas minhas viagens. E nesse vídeo de hoje eu tô aqui com uma pessoa muito especial aqui do meu lado. É um cara de Las Vegas, ele é um hóspede aqui no hostel e eu decidi entrevistar ele para que vocês possam conhecer um pouco dele aqui também.
Olá, eu sou o Daniel, ou Dani Traveler, Dani Viajante. O mundo é a minha casa e a minha mochila é tudo que eu carrego comigo.
Então hoje eu estou aqui com o Matthew e ele vai contar um pouco pra gente aqui da história dele, de viajar, né, aqui do Brasil, o que ele acha. Vou fazer algumas perguntas aqui para ele. Matthew, thank you so much for accepting my invitation. Okay, so the first question I'm gonna ask you is, tell us a little bit of where you're from, what do you do for a living, what are you doing here in Brazil?
Okay, well, I grew up in Las Vegas, the United States, which is Sin City. I grew up a Christian. I began my travels as a Christian missionary to Africa. Later, I would move from Las Vegas to work in Yosemite, California, Yosemite National Park. And later, after a divorce, I would move to Wyoming.
Wyoming, all right.
Where I currently work at another national park near Yellowstone, or Grand Teton National Park, and I work at a bar, a ski resort, seasonally.
That's so cool.
I suppose. I serve cocktails, craft beer, wine, and I think it's a pretty fun profession. It's what I've been doing for the past 10 years. And since it's seasonal, I get to travel once a year, wherever I want. So now I've been to 26 countries around the world. So yeah, that's a little bit about, the short version.
So you work in this winter resort, so you love winter or you just love the snow because you were there?
I like the job opportunity from winter.
Job opportunity.
In Wyoming it gets so cold. It can kill you if you
Not used
Canada,
to it.
it's like dangerously cold. I like skiing, or I should say snowboarding. But besides that, I think I like the summer more than the winter.
Sorry.
As it pertains to Wyoming in winter, definitely I go there in the winter to make all my money, and then I will usually leave.
All right. So you really like what you do?
Yes.
Okay, that's very nice.
Good.
Okay, Matthew, so now I have another question for you. Have you been in Brazil before, or this is your first time? And how do you like the country?
Well, I love the country,
Yeah.
first off.
Thank you.
I think it's a beautiful country. I think it's my first time because I entered the country in Foz do Iguaçu.
Yeah,
I don't know if I'm saying that right.
it's okay.
For the Cataratas Falls, which were amazing. But then I left and went into Argentina and Uruguay. Then I came back. Now I'm in Sao Paulo. So I think it's altogether, I think it's my first time. And so far I think it's amazing. There's lovely people and awesome food.
Oh,
So-
I think it's the same.
Yeah, okay.
I think the
Well,
same.
yeah.
Okay.
So on this trip I've been to 5 or 6 other countries. And I think that this is definitely near the top of the list of
Brazil?
countries for my favorites.
Oh,
So, yeah, I have only good things to say so far.
I'm glad to hear that. Viu, gente? Para as pessoas que estão assistindo esse vídeo, o Brasil, para ele, é um dos países que estão na top list aqui dos países que ele já visitou na América do Sul. Para ele, o Brasil está em primeiro lugar. This is very nice. I'm very happy to hear that. And what are your impressions from Brazil, and what have you liked here the most since you are traveling the country?
The most.
Yeah.
What I love the most is going to be probably the people.
Mm-hmm.
And I noticed this even when traveling to other countries, at the places I was staying, that there would commonly be a Brazilian staying with us, but then that Brazilian was always the most friendly person.
Friendly?
Yes, always. Even if we had no common language, they would take me out somewhere, bowling or somewhere, to either drink beer, all with a friendly, energetic attitude, friendly, outgoing, even the most, the quiet, like the shy people, even they will approach me and they will say nice things.
Oh, that's
like,
very nice.
Like Paloma.
Oh, yeah.
Or your colleague. Here,
Yeah.
at
Colleague
Austin.
and friend.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
I feel very, how do I say this? Fortunate?
fortunate.
Fortunate?
I feel very fortunate.
Fortunate to hear this, because Brazil's, I know that it's known to be a very friendly country, but hearing this from a person right in front of me, I feel very flattered, if this is the correct way to say.
I think it is correct.
Yeah.
I think it is.
Okay.
So
Oh, okay.
yeah, I've been plenty of places, and I think that this is one of the friendliest places. So,
Brazil.
Brazil.
Okay, and you travel a lot. You told me you have been in Peru, Argentina. Which other countries have you been here in South America?
On this trip, started in Peru, Bolivia, Paraguay, Uruguay, and Argentina.
A lot.
Now Brazil. But of all of Latin America, can I also mention? That'd be Panama. I'm looking at the map up here.
Yeah, tem mapa gigantesco aqui, gente. Ele tá olhando no mapa para citar os países que ele já conheceu aqui na América do Sul. E na América Central também.
So I'm looking at this map and I'm seeing Panama, Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, and the Dominican Republic.
So you have been everywhere in the world.
No, but,
Almost everywhere.
but many places, yes.
Many places.
A lot of Latin countries.
Latin countries.
But yeah, I would
Okay.
say. In my
Okay.
experience, Brazil is pretty outstanding.
I am very happy to hear that. And as you travel a lot, what are the benefits that traveling to another countries, or even inside your country, has brought to your life? What it brings to your life when you travel, when you meet other people, when you see other food, different foods on the street? What does it bring to your life?
Traveling allows you to step outside of your ordinary life, your ordinary culture, your family, and the things around you, and you take a step back and rethink everything around you.
Rethink. Yeah, I agree.
Question what you know about yourself and the world. This could mean that you take a hard look at yourself in the mirror and who you are and who you want to be, as it makes you, I think that what I believe is that traveling, it brings out who you really are. It is my belief that you can't hide who you are. It always comes out.
Because you're always with yourself also.
Yeah, it says when you travel, you're stepping outside of your comfort zone.
Yeah, totally.
You're stepping outside and you're going into something new. And on these journeys, I would say that you wind up learning oftentimes as you learn, as you see things, more about your home than you learn about the place you've been.
Yeah, true.
Means it's not how, once you see another way of life, you wind up thinking about your way of life and how you would rather change it. And you start to think, when I go back home, how do I want to be different? I think those are some big things about traveling.
I agree with everything.
It's very insightful, the knowledge that you bring back. So, what I say.
It's very deep.
Plus, it's really fun.
It's very deep and true, because I agree. I have met you for about 3 days here, and we had a very good connection. And I feel very glad when I meet people like you in my way, because it keeps me motivated to keep traveling more, because that's exactly what I think. When you start traveling, you go outside of your comfort zone and you learn a lot of things. Because if you stay only in your circle, you're gonna stay there and you're not gonna come to Brazil and eat coxinha like you did.
Love that.
Yeah.
Love that, Dylan.
Gente, ele comeu coxinha, ele adorou. Aí eu já indiquei pra ele comer feijoada. A gente deu pão de queijo pra ele comer aqui no Brasil, aqui no hostel. So it's so nice, because also when I was in the US, I saw things that outside of Brazil, here in Brazil, things are so different from there. So I was very glad that I was there, and I was able to see things different from my country, and it brought me a really good experience in my life. So everything you said, I just agree 100%. Okay, let's see the next question. Okay, so now talking about hostels, what do you think of hostels? Have you been in a hostel before? This is the first time you're in a hostel.
I've been in many hostels, probably over 15 hostels on just this trip.
15?
I think so.
In this trip now?
On just this trip, because a lot of my traveling is going from one town to the next town to the next town to the next town. So it's a lot of hostels, which is a very cheap, inexpensive alternative to hotels. You are usually doing your own laundry, sharing accommodations, sharing a kitchen, making your own food.
Your own food.
Which actually, I kind of enjoy that. It adds the charm, and it lets you meet more people.
And share the space with other people.
Yeah. So, I've been to, beyond this trip, I've been to many more things like hostels, also guest houses, orphanages, lots. Yeah, I've stayed in many places. So, but definitely not my first hostel.
Not the first.
Not the first.
Do you remember which one was the first hostel you've been? It was in the US or outside of the US?
The first hostel like this I was at was in Costa Rica.
Costa Rica?
Yes. And it was like a tree house. I remember it was at Puerto Viejo, I think on the Caribbean side of Costa Rica, and there was it was on Airbnb, and they had like a tree with like boxes in the tree, and there was like a sleeping bag inside.
So nice.
So, yes, that was my first hostel. Been loving hostels ever since.
O cara ficou num hostel a primeira vez numa casa de árvore. Que legal. Eu vou virar I'm gonna turn a little. Let's turn a little bit like this so we can. Yeah, I think it's okay. It's okay. Are you on the camera? Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what do you think of this hostel? You can be honest, not because it's in front of me, but you can give your own opinion of how you feel here, if you feel embraced, if you like the place.
I feel embraced. It's clean.
Clean?
I think it's clean.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, compared to some other places I went. The place I was in Sao Paulo before this hostel, and it was just like someone's apartment, and they had just like a back room.
Like a what?
They just had like one of their bedrooms was just like rented out, and I was staying there. And this, compared to that, this is much more clean. I like the atmosphere. I think that you can look around and see that many travelers have come through here.
I'm gonna show them a little bit. Gente, ele fica fascinado que ele tá falando que ele gosta aqui do ambiente do hostel e principalmente aqui desse mapa que tem aqui, ó. Todos os viajantes que vêm aqui marcam sua estadia aqui. Então, enquanto ele tá falando pra mim das viagens dele, ele tá olhando aqui no mapa. Cada pessoa que vem aqui deixa esse bilhetinho. Então, o que ele tá falando aqui pra mim agora, que o que ele acha muito legal é esse mapa que tem aqui na parede. Ok. Continue.
So, another thing, this is not my first time being at a hostel that is run pretty much by volunteers. It seems like I don't think I see the owner very often. But whenever there's volunteers, it's always, I think, a lot more friendly and accommodating. Because the volunteers always just hang out with you.
So let me. Okay, you never seen people working as a volunteer in a hospital?
I've several times.
Oh, several times.
Several times.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
But I've been a volunteer before too.
Ah, you've
So,
been.
Yeah.
So you know how my life is.
A little bit, yeah. Something I've noticed is that whenever there's volunteers, it's usually a much more friendly, laid-back atmosphere.
So one day you can be a volunteer here.
Maybe so.
We can talk
Yeah.
to the owner. I can
Well-
talk to him for you.
Maybe I'm hired.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
For me, if I was the owner, I would hire you.
I'm flattered.
Okay. Do you recommend travelers in general to stay at hostels? With your experience, do you recommend people? Because I know people, I have met some people in my life, even I have friends here in Brazil, that they have visited me in other hostels that I have been, and they would look and they say, I would not stay in places like this. Because not so many people, they don't have any idea of how hostels work, because there are good and bad hostels. So sometimes they go to a bad hostels and they take that as an experience. But as your experience, do you recommend people to stay at hostels?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. As far as like bad hostels go, I've found online reviews to be pretty accurate.
Mm-hmm.
Don't go to a poorly reviewed hostel.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. The reasons why my friends wouldn't want to stay at a hostel is because they feel like it falls below their living standards, I guess.
Living standards.
They think so. Well,
Oh, okay.
because they can't really imagine themselves sharing so much space
Oh yeah.
with people that are complete strangers. Or at least in my family in the U.S., when I try to explain that to them, they can't really conceive or imagine themselves doing that.
Or say that you're crazy.
Yeah, or they probably wouldn't try it for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, besides, to those people, I would say that they need to sort of loosen up a little bit to be able to live a little bit. We need to sort of accept this new
Environment.
alternative way of living in order to have fun, in order to grow, in order to experience new things. I
Oh,
think
yeah.
that would be. It's just about adapting a new mindset.
I think the same as you.
Yeah, there are certain hostels with a poor reputation
Mm-hmm.
where things are
Really
stolen,
poor.
where they don't look after you, they don't wash things.
Don't clean.
So it's pretty easy to go online and figure out for yourself.
Or a bad review.
Yeah,
Just I agree with you because as I always tell people, like I have friends who they already visited me, like I said, in hostels, and they say I cannot sleep in this room. But it's just like in any other company that you will work in, there are bad companies and good ones, and hostels are the same. It's not because you go to a hostel and sometimes I have been in hostels that when I entered, I just right away I left because too dirty, the really bad energy in the place, or even the people who were working at the hostels, they were not treating you so good. But it's not because there are hostels like this that all the hostels is going to be the same.
Yeah.
So just like this one that we are here now, I feel very, very good to be here. So everything you said, I just agree because I think people need to open more their eyes for the new, right? Yeah.
Yes. The new alternative
Of living.
alternative living. I think that
Yeah.
that's how
I agree with
I would
you.
describe it.
Totally. Okay, so after you leave São Paulo, you were asking me for some recommendations.
Yes.
Ele estava me perguntando onde ele deveria ir antes daqui, se ele deveria ir para Florianópolis. E Florianópolis é a cidade do meu coração. Para quem me conhece pessoalmente sabe que eu amo aquela cidade. So you were asking me for some recommendations. Where are you going after? Do you have any idea of where you headed to after São Paulo?
I think for sure Florianópolis
Thank you
after
so
this.
much.
Yes.
Thank you so much for choosing this city. You're gonna love. Trust me.
Yeah. I want to see a beautiful town on the beach.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to see a beach this whole time after Lima, Peru.
After you're going to Peru first.
That's why I started.
That's where you're.
At
Okay.
that beach, I've been looking for another beach.
Okay.
But
So it's on your list.
it's definitely probably next.
Next.
So-
Okay. And then after here, so you have this on your list. Probably, maybe you're gonna have more. And after Brazil, what do you plan on doing? Or you don't have plans?
I might finish in Brazil, but
You
I
might
don't
finish.
know. I've been traveling for about 3 months,
Mhm.
and I will travel for about another 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to head north
Mm-hmm.
and probably wind up in Manaus,
Manaus.
and from Manaus probably into Colombia.
Colombia.
Likely, it's likely, but I don't know if I have enough time.
I've been in Colombia, but only in the airport. It doesn't
It's,
count. But Colombia is also on my list. And I have a friend that I have volunteered with him here in 2019, and he's from Colombia. He invited me to go there, to Colombia. I think you're gonna love Colombia.
I think so.
Yeah, because it's amazing. I've never been, but I know it's
People
amazing.
say good things about it.
Yeah. Aqui é assim, gente, ó, eu tô fazendo uma entrevista aqui, minha primeira entrevista com um cara de Las Vegas. Fiz um cafezinho aqui pra gente, a gente tá tomando café, comendo bolacha de sal com margarina. É assim. So the next question is, this one I like so much because that's what we were talking yesterday. What do you think of Brazilian food and how do you like it?
This is a hard question because I keep forgetting the names of the foods. But I like, there are so many places that it's like a buffet.
Mm-hmm.
You pay one price and you can fill up your plate like
Mm-hmm.
as much like
A
meat,
mountain?
pastries, rice, beans, everything. You can put all of it on there and it comes with dessert.
This is very nice.
But
right?
I don't know the specific names though.
Mhm.
Same with the street foods.
But the one you know, coxinha,
Coxinha.
yeah, pão de queijo,
Loving those.
yeah.
All those, how do you describe it? It's like some kind of pastry.
Mhm.
It's got chicken in the middle.
Coxinha.
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 It's served hot. A lot of
Yeah.
times they let you put like mayonnaise on it or something.
Or ketchup.
Or ketchup or
Yeah.
some flavored sauce.
So you like Brazilian food?
Yes,
Okay.
a lot.
So do I.
It is. I hope so.
Yeah. So now, one thing that really made me very glad because music is in my blood since I was a kid. I don't know if I told you, but I used to sing at the church when I was very little. So music is in my life as like always. And when I met you, I was very glad because ele tem um violão, gente. Ele trouxe um violão, ele viaja com o violão dele para tudo enquanto é canto. Então, quando eu conheci ele, que ele trouxe o violão dele pro hostel, eu já gostei muito. So, I was very glad when I saw this guitar, that you brought the guitar. And I like to meet people who are involved in music. And you are a guy, you are very talented. And yeah, I lost myself in the question. Okay, what I want to know is that I was very glad to meet you and to know that you are related with music because music has always been in my life. And yesterday we were playing guitar here together and singing, and you are a self-taught guitar player.
Yes,
For me, this is amazing, right?
it is. Well, I used YouTube
Mhm.
and I used like the internet,
Mhm.
but yes, I'm self-taught.
How you started? How you learn only seeing videos, watching videos?
Watching videos,
Mhm.
specifically live music. Sometimes they would have people online that they will like show you
How to play?
where to put each finger to make each chord. There's online tablature that you read, and it like shows you how to make the shape of the chord.
Tablature means these things that you read for the music.
Yes, it's almost like
Okay.
reading like a bar of music, but instead of
I
the,
know.
the
Yeah.
notes going by, it's like the numbers.
Yeah, I think in Portuguese it's tablatura, something like this. It's similar.
Tablatura.
Tabla. I think I'm saying this right. Tablatura.
Tablatura.
Yeah. How do you
So-
say in English?
Tablature.
Tablature. Yeah,
So-
it's kind of similar.
That's what I used, and there's a few notable musicians that I followed very closely,
Mhm.
being like Jimi Hendrix,
Mhm.
Kyle Gass of Tenacious D, and I believe Jimmy Page. Really
This is musicians.
musicians that I really liked, and I would watch them
Mm.
very carefully. And probably like you, I listened to a lot of music like nonstop, and so I would,
Congratulations.
yeah,
Yeah, because I told you I learned English, the English that I know. I learned listening to music and talking to people, and yeah, but always something with the music related. So that's why music is just like a power, and it
Yeah.
brings people together.
yeah,
Yeah.
like,
So, and, gente, ele é muito talentoso. Ele vai tocar um pouco de violão aqui pra gente. You're gonna play a little bit of guitar for us in this
Okay.
video.
okay.
So, okay, so my next question to you is, what do you think of this city, of São Paulo? What is your impression of São Paulo?
It is huge.
Yeah.
I have walked about 4 hours every day, sometimes on the main avenue, sometimes just anywhere. It's huge. And then I will check my Google Maps to see how far I have gone, and it's like I've not gone anywhere.
No,
You can't walk the city.
no. You can live here for about 10 years. I think you don't have met enough of the city.
Yeah, so I've researched, and I believe it is the largest city in the southern hemisphere,
Yeah,
Sao Paulo.
yeah.
I believe it is the fourth most populous city in the entire world.
Yeah,
So it's
really big.
Absolutely massive. Again, very lively people.
Mhm.
There are street performers in the street. Today
Yeah.
I went out. I think you had told me previously that they will shut down the traffic in the main.
Avenue.
Yeah, and today you could just walk down the whole thing.
Have you
And,
been there today?
yeah, I went down today.
Ah, that's
And
nice.
people are selling things in the streets.
Do
they
you
have,
like it?
Like portable bars that pop up.
Yeah, a lot of bars.
People were dancing in the street.
Yeah, I like it. Ontem a gente estava conversando. Ah, a câmera tá aqui. Ontem a gente estava conversando e eu falei pra ele que aqui na Avenida Paulista, aqui em São Paulo, todo domingo ela é fechada. Então não tem espaço. A avenida ela é fechada só para pedestre. Então as pessoas fazem dança de rua ali, tem coisa de artesanato, tem um monte de coisa. Então hoje é domingo e ele foi conhecer a avenida. So you liked it?
Yes,
Yeah.
it was very exciting.
A lot of people also.
Yes.
Okay, that's nice. And have you learned while you were here in Brazil? Did you learn something in Portuguese, even a word?
I think
You
I
remember?
have, but you can't quote me. I think it's yes and no.
Do you remember any word, or
Uh,
it's okay if you don't remember?
Bem-vindo.
Ah, welcome, bem-vindo.
Bem-vindo.
And you also have learned Spanish because you have traveling to these countries around Brazil.
A lot of Spanish.
Yeah.
I can't call myself fluent because I'm not very fast.
But you can communicate.
I can communicate a lot, and I can read a lot, and I can hear a lot of words.
So you are also self-taught Spanish person.
Self-taught, but I'm not there yet.
You're studying, yeah.
I still have to practice a lot.
But you're studying on, you started in the traveling, listening to people, and now you're studying on your own.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm doing it the organic way. I guess.
Can you say like a sentence in Spanish?
What should I say? Talk about.
I don't know. Anything you want to say in Spanish?
Yo quiero levar a Brazil. Pronto.
Very nice. You want to be back in
Is that
Brazil?
correct or is that bad grammar?
In Spanish?
Yeah.
Joke. Also because Spanish is not my first language, but I think in Spanish you could say yo quiero volver a Brasil.
Yo quiero volver or
I want to be back.
yes.
But for you, you are from the United States, so you learn Spanish just traveling and studying by yourself. So this is very nice.
It's
Yeah.
good. It's good for an American
Yeah.
because we typically don't learn other languages. So
But you know what? I always tell these people because when people ask me how do I learn English, I have friends that they know how to speak English, but they get stuck or block, if I can say it like this, because they are afraid or not having a good accent, or they are afraid of people judging the way they speak. I just tell them, just speak. It doesn't matter what kind of accent you have. If you speak, people understand you, you understand them, that's what matters.
you gotta find your confidence.
You gotta find your
Yeah.
confidence. Because, yeah, if I was like in Canada, I told you, people know that I'm not from there because I can speak English, but they can notice my accent. But it doesn't matter. I can speak with them in English, they can speak to me, I can understand them.
Yeah.
So for you, it's the same. Even if you don't speak Spanish, you're not obliged also to speak perfect Spanish because it's not your mother language. But you have a very good gift, and I admire this because you are just traveling, and at the same time you can learn the language of the country.
Well, try.
Yeah. So you should cherish this. Okay. So what is the other one? I lost the paper.
Is it gonna go back to us?
Here.
Okay.
Okay. So as a great musician that you are, yesterday you told me you're not a musician, but you are a very good musician, and I have seen your gift. Now it's a pleasure for me to give space in my channel for you to show to people the way you play the guitar very well. If you want to show a little bit of your gift.
Well, of course.
Is it okay?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. So
I don't know if I can live up to the expectations though, but yes.
I think you can.
Give it a shot.
Okay. Então agora, gente, ele vai tocar um pouco de violão pra gente. Ele falou aqui, né, vocês puderam entender nas legendas, que ele aprendeu a tocar violão só vendo vídeo, ele aprendeu sozinho. E ontem a gente estava cantando aqui, tocando violão junto, e ele é muito bom. E agora eu vou dar um pouco de espaço para ele aqui tocar um pouco de violão pra gente, mostrar um pouco de talento dele. Let's go? Ok. Com vocês agora, Matthew. Ok, Matthew, feel free to play the guitar for us. Gente, ele aprendeu sozinho. Woo! Very nice.
I can start over.
It's okay. Very nice. Congratulations, man. Gente, então foi isso. Espero que vocês tenham gostado do vídeo. Eu sempre quis fazer esse tipo de vídeo aqui no meu canal. Como eu conheço muitas pessoas nas minhas viagens, eu sempre quis fazer esse tipo de vídeo aqui e estava nos meus planos desde o ano passado. Então esse foi o meu primeiro entrevistado e it was a pleasure to have you in my channel. I am sure people will listen hear from you a lot because you are very talented. And it's a pleasure for me to meet you here in Brazil, and maybe we can meet in the US or around the world.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much.